Hello, today we are doing question 91 from 120 speaking topics. First, I'm going to read the question. Do you agree or disagree with the following statement? People leave their home countries to become rich. Use specific reasons and details to support your answer. Now, this is a pretty good question. A lot of you are learning English, so you can go to universities, maybe overseas, maybe the United States or Canada or Australia or the United Kingdom. So, pretty interesting question because of those reasons. Now, let's read the sample answer. I don't necessarily agree that people leave their home countries to become rich. Now, the word necessarily is pretty important here. So he's not saying, I don't think that all people leave their countries to become rich. He doesn't think that all people leave their countries to become rich. He thinks there's some situations where people leave to become rich, but not all the time. I would say, however, that people leave their countries for the opportunity to improve their families' lives. So they leave their country to make the lives or have the chance, the opportunity to make their families' lives better. The Puritans came to the US for religious freedom, Germans during World War II for political freedom, and some came involuntarily. So there's a lot of pretty tough words in here, words you may not have heard before. The first is Puritans. So the Puritans were a religious group that were being persecuted or kind of having very violent fights with other religious groups in their country. So they left for the United States so they could practice their own religion without being persecuted. The case is not so different with modern day immigrants. For example, most immigrants who move to more industrialized countries do so to get better jobs, houses, and better education for their children, and not to get extremely wealthy. Industrialized countries are countries that are very well off. And they look around and think hard before they make the decision. So people who emigrate is similar to the word immigrate, but emigrate means leave their country, whereas immigrate means arrive in a country. All parents do this in some form, and that can be realized in the form of emigration or the extreme move of changing countries. Basically, with this question, the author is saying that people do not leave their countries to get very, very rich. They don't want to chase the American dream. They just want to have a better life for their families. Now, you may agree or disagree with this, but it is a very good answer. So, one thing that this answer does is he puts something you can call contingencies, kind of rules on when he says yes or no to the question. So this person disagrees that people leave to get rich, but the author acknowledges that maybe some people do, but most don't. Okay, this is a very good technique when you don't completely agree with the answer or completely disagree with the answer. The author also does a very, very good job of giving real life examples of why he disagrees with the answer. For instance, the Germans during World War II, okay, getting better jobs, better houses, okay. and people leaving for religious or political freedom. So he gives lots of details, lots of examples in this answer, which is something that makes a good answer into a great answer, and something that everybody should try to do if you can think of a really appropriate real life example. And a lot of this just comes from experience. Reading the news especially helps. Finally, this answer has a very good concluding sentence. All parents do this in some form. Make a very hard decision. And it kind of explains that this is not a very easy thing to answer. So everybody will have their own opinion on this answer, which is a good thing to mention. Now, I don't have too much more to say about this, other than if you can, try to use examples. I know a lot of people probably have family that has left Korea, friends that have left Korea, family friends that have left Korea. Maybe you can use them as an example to support your answer. Now, if you do this, one thing to keep in mind is you should only use an example if it supports, if it helps your answer. So if your, let's say, uncle left Korea to become very rich, but you say people don't leave Korea to become rich, that is a very bad example to use. Okay, you want to avoid using that because it hurts your argument. When you see an agree or disagree question, your goal should be to get the reader to agree or disagree with you. That's how you generally try to write argument answers, okay? I think that's all I have about this question. I hope this has helped, and I look forward to reading your answers. Thank you.